Okay, so I want to welcome everybody out here today. Today is Tuesday, January 29th, and this is our Los Cabos incentive training. I am going to go ahead. Oh, first off, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. And for some reason, nobody's on tonight, but people may still come on. And of course, I'm sure that a lot of people watch this in the replay. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see what we're doing. Okay, so now you should be able to see my presentation. This is for the Grand Fiesta incentive. And the incentive is going to be an all-inclusive trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, June 2nd through the 5th, 2019. And the incentive is running already, and it runs through campaign 8, 2019. So we're already kind of coming into the home stretch of this. So hopefully you guys are moving and making this happen. So I'm going to have Richard talk real quick about what you need to do to earn this incentive.
Okay. Well, you have a traditional qualified, well, that we don't really need to go over that. Just go over the second part here, because that was the pre-stuff. In Meet the Goal, you need to sell, if you sell $300 to $499, you get 100 points. $500 and up is 200 points for each campaign. On recruits, if you have an qualified new recruit, that's a recruit that's placed a $150 order and paid for it on time, then you get 150 points. And Alma is the recruits that you get from Avon. And then you have a personal qualified recruit. That's somebody that you found yourself, and that's a 300 pointer there if you get a qualified recruit on that. And then if you develop people, each time one of your qualified new recruits places another $150 order during the incentive and pays for it, it's 100 points. So you can have multiple points on that. That's like ka-ching, ka-ching on that one.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's where the bonus points can really come in. Get your reps excited and have them keep placing orders. And then if you promote to a new leadership title for the first time, you earn 1,000 points. And then if you mentor somebody on your team to promote, then you earn 500 points.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty exciting. So this is the tracker. It's on your Avon.com. I just took a picture of this when it was empty. Mine now has some points in it. Yay! But you can find this on your Avon.com. Scroll down on the front page, down to incentives, and Avon Grand Fiesta. It should be there. It's also in Vibe for those of you that have access to Vibe. So if you go to our Facebook group, Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive, in the Files section is our Grand Fiesta tracking sheet right here. This is an Excel spreadsheet, and this is something I created to help you to track your numbers. So you can fill in points on the white spots here. So like if your sales are between $300 and $499, you would put 100 in here, right? If your sales were 500 plus, you'd put 200 in here, and then 150 for every Alma recruit. So if you had 2 personal recruits, you'd put 600 in here. And this will total them up, and it will give you your grand total. And you can actually play with this, because if you're like trying to figure out what do I need to do, you can plug numbers in and figure out what it is you need to do to make it work. So, and then on the second page of this is you can put all your new recruits here and whether they were a qualified new recruit and their first or second order, and then do they have additional orders of 150 to help you keep track of that. So some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard at it. So which one are you? I know I'm the one that wakes up and works hard at it, and I bet you are too, and that's why you're going for this incentive, because you work hard at it, right? We don't just let this happen on its own. We don't hope it works. We make it work. So let's talk about how to do that. So right now, let's talk about the sales. So $300 to $499 is 100 points. 500 plus is 200 points. Obviously, when you're trying to get points right now, you want your orders to be over 500 if at all possible. So let's talk about how to get a $500 order. So what we use is the 5x5 method, meaning that you call, text, or email 5 new potential customers every day, 5 days a week. That's 5 new people, 5 days a week. Get out and meet them. Get out and give brochures out and meet people and get 5 new people. That's going to make all the difference. But also, you got to get their contact information so you can follow up with them. Post on social media. Avon Social is an amazing tool that Avon gives us that you can schedule out posts in advance. So post on social media to work to get more orders. Send out an email to your customers. Welcome to campaign. Like we're in the middle of 4. So when 5 starts on Tuesday is when it starts online. So on Tuesday, send out an email. Welcome to campaign 5. And then remind your customer 3 or 4 days before you place your order, whenever that's going to be. You want to remind them that you're placing an order so that they don't miss out, right? And then don't wait till the last minute and then give up when you don't have orders. Be proactive. Stay on top of it. You know, make sure your customers know that, make sure they have a brochure or they have a link to the online digital brochure, and make sure they know when you'll be placing your order. And then a couple of days before, remind them on. And if need be, you might be calling people again the night you're getting ready to place your order. I have a couple of people on my team last year when we were doing the cruise incentive, Rick and Tina. I know that they were on the phone late at night trying to get their order over $500 because that was their goal. So you can do this. Do the same thing with your online customers, the beginning and the ending of each campaign. So I would do a welcome to campaign 5, and then usually like the Friday before, over the weekend, before the campaign changes over on Tuesday, I'll send out an email saying, hey, just a reminder that Avon brochure is going to change over to the next campaign on Tuesday. So if there's anything you wanted out of this campaign, be sure to go on and place your order now. So, you know, it's your responsibility to make sure you get that $500 order. Set that, lock that goal in your mind that you're going to, no matter what, you're going to get that $500 order. And if you haven't achieved it, keep going. Make those last minute calls, text to your customers, just keep going. You can make it happen if you choose to. And if you do at least a $300 order, you'll still get 100 points. So, you know, be aware of that. But know what your goals are and where you stand every day. Because you can make it happen if you make the decision to make it happen. And remember, it only takes 20 customers with a $25 order to get to $500. If your customers are giving you bigger orders, you know, we have those order builders in our brochure, you know, where if they place a $40 order, they get to buy an A box for $10. So if you get your customers up to a $50 order, that's only 10 customers to get to $500. So break it out, make it happen. You can do this. Also, Facebook parties. This is like a great way to bring more customers, bring more orders, get you more sales. Avon is giving double award sales for all online sales, and a Facebook party is online sales. So join our Facebook party tomorrow night, Wednesday, January 30th. Here's the group. It's in a private Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Love is in the air team party. You might need to take a screenshot of this. And you'll have to ask to join. You can invite your customers into this group. And if you haven't been to a Facebook party or one of my Facebook parties, this is how it's going to work. So the party starts at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 10 o'clock Eastern Time, okay? And it runs for 1 hour. And this is tomorrow night, Wednesday. And so what happens is every 2 to 3 minutes to 4 minutes, something like that, throughout that hour, I'm posting in the group, in the private group, and everybody is responding. And I'm showing new items, I'm showing videos, but it's not a video where you're going to be on a video that you need to worry about, oh, I don't want to be on, you know, it's actually really easy. You just sit on your computer, you don't have to be dressed up, you can be in your PJs, and you just comment on the post. So it's really easy. So even if you're nervous and you don't want to invite your friends, come to ours and just see how it works. If this works out, I'm thinking about doing one every campaign that's a group party. I've been doing them for quite a while for myself and for my team, and they're amazing as far as getting people to place orders, and they're all online orders. So then as you're growing, you want to work to book new parties from each party. You know, that's how you're going to grow, is you constantly are looking to get new parties from each party. So let's just say if you have 20 people at your party, and if you can book 2 people from that party to do new parties for you, and if they bring their people.
Oh, that one.
Really. Oh, I'm muting you, Rick. If they bring their people to their party, and then if you can get 2 people from those parties, can you see how that will grow? That's how you can extend your reach online, and you never have to leave your house. You don't even have to put a bra on. So, yeah. He laughs. But hey, those women out there know what I'm talking about, right? So you want to work to grow new parties from your last parties. And then I have full-on training on how to host a Facebook party right here on Online Beauty Biz. So take a screenshot of this window. I think you're going to need it so that you can have it for the next, for when you want to do a party. And join us tomorrow night.
See you there.
See you there. So Avon also, they've launched some amazing new products, and these are great products to help you increase your sales. Campaign 4 is the Naked Proof. I mean, these are game changers. These are amazing new items that work. I mean, Avon is making some really strong claims, and the only way they can make those claims is because it's been proven that they work. So, you know, these products are going to target stubborn cellulite spots. They're going to firm your crepey skin, diminish your stretch marks. And we've been so excited about this launch, and I know that your customers will be too. So show these products. And then campaign 5, the deliciously decadent Avon Crave lip gloss. These are super shiny lip glosses in 12 irresistible flavors. Your customers are going to want every one of them. They taste yummy, and they are super shiny. They're amazing.
Just in time for us guys for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So these are perfect add-ons so to help you increase your order size with your customers. So tips to increase your result: follow up with every single person you gave a brochure to, or a link. If you gave them a link, that's fine too, but you got to follow up. If you still have brochures on hand, maybe the sales flyers, you know, those different like little tiny brochures and the outlets, use them. Don't waste them. Use them. Pass them out and put your contact information in your Avon store on there. Purchase more brochures, because the more brochures you have, the more people you can prospect, the more people you can show them to. And even if you don't have brochures, we're going to talk about how to get a digital brochure in front of them. So you want to do that too. And then go back to the people that you know. Maybe you talked to somebody in your family a long time ago and they didn't buy from you, or they didn't join. You know, things change. They might be different now. They might, especially if you've had some success in your Avon business and they've been watching you and they're seeing that you're successful and they're seeing that, oh, wow, they just went on a cruise. I wonder if I could do that. So go back to the people that you know and contact them again. Make a goal that you're going to get 5 new contacts every day and follow up with every one of them. Increase add-on sales and cross-category sales. So the Crave lip gloss is a perfect one. And don't forget the A-Box. Watch what's working for other representatives. You know, the cool thing about Facebook is we're all on Facebook and we can see what other people are doing and what's working for them. So copy what's successful. And I don't mean take a blog post and copy it verbatim. I mean, just copy the ideas, right? What they're doing, what's working for them, and then you create your own with it. So the next part is recruiting. So now for an Alma qualified recruit, it's 150 points. And like Richard said, Alma is a lead that came from Avon. It could be a shared lead. It could be a lead you purchased. But if you got it from Avon, it's worth 150 points. If you bring in your own personal recruit, that's 300 points. So let's talk about how we can get those. So as you're out and about, be prepared. Have your brochure. Have a recruiting sticker on the front of every brochure. Have your information on the back with your online store. And I use code WELCOME10 for 10% off first order. That's the way to get them online. And here I have a couple of other labels that you can copy if you want to. So I use different ones depending on my mood or whatever when I'm printing them. But I do different labels and I stick them on the front, and I'm out and I'm passing out brochures. And so I might be standing in front of the grocery store. I do this quite a bit, actually. I might go and just spend 20 minutes or a half an hour every day and just stand in front of the grocery store. And as people come out, I'm handing them a brochure. Would you like an Avon brochure? And if they say yes, then I say, great, we mail our brochures. Would you like to get on our mailing list? If they say no, no problem, next. Right? There's a lot of people coming out of the store. I don't need every one of them. So if they say yes, then I hand them the drawing slip. Hey, okay, great. And this is a new revised drawing slip. And even though I created this myself, and I know it's going to sound egotistical, I love this. I found this graphic of like a 1950s, what looks like an Avon lady, with her saying, did you know Avon is now digital? But this this drawing sleeve gives them the option to choose how they want that Avon catalog. Do they want a physical? Do they want a book? Do they like to, go through the book? Or do they want it digital by email or digital by text? And of course, I'm asking them if they'd be interested in more information about selling Avon. So get that filled out. And then you're going to take this home. When you get home, you're going to take all these home and you're going to put them on your list to get them going. So if they want digital, then there's lots of different ways you can do it. I use Shuffle, and I have this is my Shuffle card, and you can get it at onlinebeautybiz.com/shuffle. It's $10 a month. And this is my regular digital business card. It actually scrolls, and when you go down, it has a little video about signing up to sell Avon, and it says buy Avon, shop Avon, sign up to sell Avon. It has links they can click on that takes them to all the places. But I also make a brochure for the current campaign. And so this is what I would send. If they wanted the brochure by text, this is what I would send them. And in fact, if you're using something like this, you could even, when you meet somebody, you could say, put your name in here, your name and your phone number, and let me text you the brochure. And then every campaign, I'm going to text them the new Shuffle card and say, here's welcome to campaign 5, okay? Or if you don't want to use Shuffle, that's totally okay. It is an expense, $10 a month. But if you don't want to use it, that's totally okay. Set up a contact in your phone for yourself. So put your name, Lynn Huber, Avon, and all the ways that people can reach me. So I'm going to put my email address. I'm going to put my phone number. I'm going to put a link to my online store. And then when you meet people, just have them add themselves into your contacts. So pull up your contacts and have them add themselves. And then you can share your contact with them. And then they have your store and they have all your contact information. Or friend them on Facebook. You're standing there talking to them. Just say, hey, let's be friends on Facebook. Let me find you. And they can help you find them on Facebook and you can friend them. So those are ways that you can do it digitally. Now, the biggest thing, the most important thing is follow-up. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. I mean, I used to be really guilty of that too. Now that I totally understand how important it is, I'm 100% on follow-up. But we've all done it. I used to. 48% of people will never follow up. 48% of reps will go out there and they'll stand in front of the store and they'll get those names and numbers and they'll never contact them. So don't be that 48%. 25% of salespeople will make a second contact and then not contact them again. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop, and only 10% of people will ever make more than 3 contacts. But here's the deal. 2% of the sales are made on the first contact, and then it goes up to 3, and then 5, 10% on the 4th contact. But do you know 80% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact? That's true. 80% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. And, I follow up on my leads, and I follow up on my leads until they tell me to stop. I don't ever stop following up with them. And I am not kidding. I can't tell you how many times I have signed somebody up and they've been on my follow-up for 1.5 years or even 2 years before they signed up. So don't ever stop following up. This is critical. So this is my lead follow-up strategy. This is whether I get them. Now, this is for people who say they want to sell Avon, not for customers. My customers, they get every campaign, right? New campaign. Welcome to this campaign. My order's going in, all of that. But this is my strategy for leads. So somebody who might want to sell Avon, whether it's an Alma lead from Avon or whether it's somebody that checked that box on the form or somebody that I talked to that said, yeah, I would like more information. So when I get home, I immediately call, text, email, and I send a card. I send a greeting card in the mail because sometimes getting that card in the mail makes all the difference. So I implement that into my follow-ups. 3 days later, I send text number 2, and then actually, it should say 4 days after that. So 7 days from the immediate, I do email number 2. And then I go once a week, text number 3, and then email number 3, text number 4, and then email number 4. And then I start spreading it out to 2 weeks. And then over time, like maybe 4 or 5 times, and then I go to 3 weeks. And then ultimately, I end up at once a month. So then finally every 30 days. So, and then if something unique is coming up, special promotions from Avon, they have a $10 sign up, or like they did last year, or, different things that's going on, the holidays, whatever. But I definitely stay in touch with them at least once a month. And I typically alternate between text and email. And whether it's an alma lead or not, don't close them unless they tell you to stop. So don't give up.
The only time we've quit is if we got invited to their funeral.
Yeah, to their funeral. Or, hey, sometimes they respond and they say not interested, or they say stop, or they say, no thank you, or whatever. Okay, great, no problem, next, right? I'm actually happy when they respond because at least I know they're getting them. But most of the time, you will never know they're getting them because they will never respond. You won't talk to them. Even though you call them, they don't return your call. They won't answer your text. They won't answer your email. And then 2 years from now, they sign up to sell Avon, and guess what? They're on your team because you've been following up and you've been giving them the link. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of being there and being consistent with them until they're ready.
Right. Yeah. Life happens. So things happen in people's lives at different times. So we're ready with them for them when it's ready.
Yeah. So now the last part is mentor your people to be successful. Mentor your new team members. So every time a qualified new recruit places another $150 order, you get 100 points. And then if you promote, you get 1,000 points. Or if your team member promotes, they'll get 1,000 points and you'll get 500 points. Those are like good money, good points, right, towards that total that you need. So work closely with your team members to help them achieve the Kickstart bonuses. How cool is it that Avon gives us that Kickstart program to help your new reps be successful for their first 6 campaigns? So stay on top of that with them. Help them understand what that means and how they will make more money if they take advantage of that Kickstart. And as you're working with them, identify who your leaders are going to be and coach your leaders. Work even closer with your leaders. Help them to achieve the higher title. Share ideas with your team members to help them increase their sales. Recognize your team members regularly. I actually was on the phone with one of my team members today, and I'm not going to mention any names, so I don't want to embarrass her if she hears this. But years ago, I used to send out. Well, I mean, I still do, but I've always sent out, top 10 in sales and top 10, fabulous first order. And I mean, I recognize people for everything I can, and I send postcards to a lot of them. And we were wondering if this was even happening, if it was even working, because we've been doing it for years. Nobody ever responded. Nobody ever said anything. I'm like, do they even get in my postcards? Do they even care? And then one day we were over at her house helping her, and her entire wall was plastered with the postcards that we had sent. And in fact, it's funny because I see Rick on this call, and his wall behind him is plastered with those cards. And Rick, you're the only one on today, but hopefully everybody's going to watch the replay. But it makes there's Tina. Hi, Tina. It makes all the difference having, because people like to be recognized. People like to be told that they're important. They like to be told that you see them. And so you see your team members, recognize them, make them feel like they're part of the team. So you're going to earn points when you mentor your new team members towards success. So when they place that first or second $150 order, you get the points for them being a qualified new recruit. And then you get another 100 points every time they place another $150 order. So, stay on top of your new team members' orders. Know when their orders are due. Actually, that's easy because everybody's orders are due at the same time now. But I take my new people and I make reminders in there for my new people in Vibe saying campaign 5 order is due, or campaign 4 order is due February 5th. So, and I'm going to show you this. And so really it's only my new recruits for their first 7 campaigns that I'm actually doing these reminders. But they help me to stay on top of these people, to help them to learn the way Avon works and to learn the process of how this works, and helps them be successful. Then help your new people appoint their own representatives. So they'll receive the perks that we talked about, and you will receive mentor bonuses and points towards, I need to change that, cruise incentive, to the Los Cabos incentive. Hey, it just all feels like a cruise to me. I don't know, what can I say? But so will you. When you help your new team members promote to a higher achievement, then you're also going to earn 500 points. So to find your team members, you're in Avon 2.0. click on My Team and Team Contacts. And then when you click on that, what comes up here is next steps, and we haven't even put anybody's name in here. And if you have been doing this, you might have 10 or 15 tasks here. So this one is for Rick, and funny, he just happens to be on this training. But, and this is old, this is from the last cruise incentive, but it still works. I mean, it's exactly the same. So what I could do is I could look in here and I could say, okay, well, his campaign 21 was due on 9/28. But you see the task was due on 9/21, because what I do is I set that task a week before the campaign is due, or before the end of the campaign, so that I can then look at that and I go, oh, I should text him or call him or send him a Facebook message or whatever, and just check in on him. How are you doing? You know, are you going to meet your Kickstart goals? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you know, you need $250 this campaign for your Kickstart? You know, whatever it is. And then once I do that, then I will change this. I'll click on Take Action, and I'll say, I edit it, and I'll change it to be, I'll leave this to say campaign 21 due 9/28, but then I would change the date to be 9/29. So then I can go back and see if he got his order in. So this is how I stay on top of people. Yeah,
the follow-up, and this is critical on this. If they're planning on doing something or they haven't done anything, this gives them a week, because they're not due the 28th. So we get a hold of them on the 21st to get them in motion so that they can attain their goal.
Right, and then but we're not done with that campaign until the due date, right? Till the end of the campaign. So, you can even set it. Okay, I set it a week ahead, and then maybe I text him or whatever. I can set another one. I can edit this and set it to be 2 days before the campaign is due, or 3 days, just to check in one more time, and then set it for. And if I checked in today on the 21st, if today was the 21st and I checked in and he's already placed his order, then I would just change this to campaign 22 due whatever the next date is, and I would schedule it for a week ahead. See, because he already placed his order and it's already, he already met his Kickstart goals. So I would click on his name right here and look to see if his order's placed before I text him or call him or email him, okay? So you can
so you're just changing them then, right? That's what you're doing?
I'm not deleting them or marking them complete. I'm just changing them. So I just edit it and change the text and the date.
Oh, okay. Because I've been marking them complete and then putting a new task in there. But yeah, that's easier.
Yeah, because it'll always show up here. You just change it, and then when they get, when they're at 7 campaigns, and you're done following up with them, then you can mark it complete.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, good question, Rick. So this is where you search for your contacts. You just type in the name and it comes up. And there's also an advanced search, so you can search by phone number or email or city. There's all different ways to search. So clicking on the next one. Now I'm on Rick's contact here, and this is notes and this is create task. And so like where I typed in his name and he came up and I clicked on his name here, this is what came up on the right-hand side. So if I sent him a text and I said, hey, Rick, don't forget your campaign 4 is due by next Tuesday. How are you doing on your Kickstart goals? I'm going to go in, I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to copy that text into that note so that I always have a record. If I called him, I'm going to go in and make a note so that I know what we talked about. And then this is where you create that task. And every task that you create is going to show up on that main screen when you first go into the contacts. So those two are really important. Also, the notes is really good because sometimes they don't always do it, and I wish they would get better at it. But supposedly, if Rick were to call customer service is supposed to put notes in there so I can see what he talked to customer service about and what they told him. And it's not because I'm checking up on him or anything else, but it's more if customer service told him this, then I know that so we can be on the same page to help him. Right? So, or if a customer service can look at my notes and say, well, Lynn told Rick that he has to do this, this, and this, so they're not going to tell him something altogether different. At least hope not. The idea is for us all to be on the same page as we're working with someone to help them be successful. So that the notes are really cool for that reason. So then there's some reports that you can look at. Again, on Avon 2.0, click on My Team and Team Reports. Click on Static, and then Grand Fiesta. There's an Excel spreadsheet or there's a PDF, and you can pull those up, and you can look at where you stand there. So this is, again, this was from the cruise, but it's exactly the same for the Grand Fiesta. So, you know, you have your names here. You have when their first expected campaign was and whether they placed an order. And so this one placed their order. It was over $150. So as long as it was paid for on time, when it updates to the next campaign, I would get points for that. Same thing with this $500 order. Wish I had a whole bunch of those. But same thing, when it says pending update, it was placed, paid for it on time. But look at this one. This one says, okay, they had a $91 order. If you can get them to place a $59 add-on, then they will qualify. So it tells you exactly what you need. This one didn't get their first order in. Their second order was $22, so they would have to do a $128 add-on in order to become a qualified new recruit, because this is their second order already. But this report tells you where you stand at all times. Then the Kickstart program, I think most of you know the Kickstart program, but just in case, so how it works is if you meet these requirements, your first 7 campaigns, you get guaranteed 40% commission. That's on everything, even the items that the rest of us only get 20% on. So the first campaign, there's not really a minimum, but we want them to have a $150 order, so we push for that. Second campaign's $150, and then it goes up by $50 each time. And if they meet this, then they're guaranteed that 40% income, right? And including on the fixed earnings items. So it's really important to help your team members understand the value of a $150 order, because if their first order was $100 and they were only at 20% earnings, the cost would be $80. They would have made $20, right? If they had a $125 order, they still would be at 20% because it's not the $150 to guarantee you the 40%. Their cost would be $100. If they just bought $25 more, they could buy something for themselves. That bumps them to the $150 at 40%, and they cost $10 less. So with a $125 order, they could buy $25 worth of products for themselves for free and make $10 more than they would have. So this is really important to help them understand, because we want them to be successful too. And this same thing applies as they're growing their business. We have the different levels, and I don't have that on this, but you know, if they sell this much, they earn 20%, and if they sell this much, they earn 30%. And I think they have to sell $500 to get 40%. So there's like what's called hotspots. So if they're close to the next level, in most cases, it's worth it to bump it up. So it's just important to help them understand this concept. And I know Rick on this call, Rick and Tina made $3,000 in their Kickstart program. And I know there's other reps that have made $4,000, $5,000, even $6,000. So this is a really great program to help your new reps be successful. And then on that Kickstart, there's also a report for that under My Team Reports, static Kickstart program. This will show you where they are on their Kickstart. So like this person here, they got 40% earnings on their first order. They didn't qualify on their second order. On their third order, if they place a $190 add-on on their third order and it gives a date, then they will qualify for 40%. So each campaign stands alone. Even if they didn't, like this person qualified, the first one did not qualify the next two. If their fourth campaign was $250, then they would qualify. So even if they missed it, you still can help them each campaign to maybe make it. You have a reason to go after them and say, hey, let me help you get your order up to $250. As Rick would do, because I am so proud of him, what he would do is he would say, let's do a Facebook party. I can help you get to $250. So, and that's what you could do with your team members, right? Have them do a Facebook party or talk to them about how they can get their orders up to $250. I'm sure you have ideas. So this is the comp plan. I'm not going to go over the whole thing. This incentive starts at Bronze Ambassador. So when you first get started, you get one person on your team, you're a promoter, and then you have 2 people, you're a star promoter. When you get 3 people on your team, your personal orders have to be $200. Of course, you want them to be $500 for the incentive, right? And if your total team, you and all your people, equals $1,000, you'll promote to Bronze Ambassador. You'll get a $500 bonus, and you'll get 1,000 points in the Los Cabos Fiesta. incentive. Then get 3 more people and up to $2,000 in sales. You promote to silver ambassador, you're going to get $750 and you can get another 1,000 points towards that incentive. And promote one more time, 9 people, $4,000 in sales. You'll get a $1,000 bonus and you'll get another 1,000 points. That's 3,000 points already. So if you're new and you're getting started, or if you're new to leadership and you're just getting started, this is the easiest time for you to earn this incentive. Because me, I'm up here. I have to grow from 20,000 to 40,000. It's a huge jump. Whereas you only need 3 people, then 3 more people, then 3 more people. And that's 3 promotions for you. So if you're new, this is the best time for you to do it. If you're up here, then you want to focus on building leaders on your team. So that's how I would earn them. So let's look at if you haven't done anything. Hopefully some of you have points here already. I know Rick does. Rick and Tina, who's hiding in the background there. I know they have points already, but let's just assume you don't have any points already, okay? Well, seriously, you could earn the trip for 1 if you have 8 qualified recruits with at least 4 additional orders and maintain $500 in sales and promote twice. If you have 8 qualified recruits, you would promote twice because, you would have that, right? So this is campaign 4. So you do $500 in sales the rest of the time. That'll give you 200 points each campaign. If you signed up 2 people in campaign 4, personal recruits, that will give you 300 points. Now look, if you signed them up, they could still do a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th order. So you could potentially get 200 there, 200 there, 200 there, 200 there. I didn't even count all that because I know that a lot of people don't do a lot with their business when they get started. And so I'm kind of more going with what you have control over rather than what you don't have control over. So I figure you'll get at least 2 2nd or 3rd orders in there, right? And then if you sign up 2 more people at 600 points and you get at least 2 more there, but now you're going to promote and then 2 more there, and I have 2 Alma ones there, and another promotion, you're at 5,500 points. So even if you don't have a single point, you still can do this for 1. So let's look at it for 2. For 2, the way I have figured it here, you're going to need 12 qualified recruits with at least 12 total additional orders, and then promote or help someone on your team promote. So campaign 4, we're back to 4 again. Now here I did 2 personal recruits and 1 Alma recruit. That's 3 total recruits. I could potentially have 300 points there, 3, 3, 3, but I just assumed 2 more orders, right? And then I did same thing here, 2 personal, 1 Alma, and just 2 more orders, and then 2 personal, 2 personal, 2 personal, 2 promotions, and you're at 7,000 points. So, there's so many ways this can happen, and that's why this is cool about the spreadsheet. You can plug numbers in. You can say, well, what if I do this, and what if I do that? And help you plan what you need to do. And then the way I suggest doing it is set huge goals. Work hard in the beginning so you're not stressing at the end. So see, on this one, I did 3 personal recruits and 2 Alma. That's 5 recruits that first campaign. Again, I have room here for more qualified 2nd, 3rd, and 4th orders. But I did 5 recruits the second campaign. I did 3 the third. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, that's 13 recruits, right? You could do it with less because you can have more of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th orders, or you could get more recruits and not have as many of these orders. You could not promote, you could promote more. There's lots of different ways to go, but by front loading it and putting these numbers in, big numbers early on, you don't have to stress so much at the end. So now on campaign 7 and 8, I only really need to worry about getting my order in and not worrying so much about the recruits. So it gives me that little bit of breathing room rather than being in campaign 8 going, oh, I need 10 new people. How am I going to get it? Still possible, but it would be quite stressful at that point, right? So keep your eye on the prize. Track your progress. Don't ever give up. So some tips, know the requirements. If you don't already have your passport, get it. It's going to take a while to get it anyway, so get it. Make the commitment that you're going to do it because you're going to be there and you need your passport. Mark out the dates in your calendar in pen. Front load the promotion. Constant contact. That's constant follow-up with any orders. That's constant follow-up with any potential recruit. Constant follow-up with your team members, right? Monitor your numbers daily. Set your goal high, 2 or even 3 times what you think you need, and don't give up until you get there. You got this. You do. 100% of your results is going to depend on your action and your follow-up. That's what's so cool is this is you. You have control over you. So it's your action and your follow-up. So talk to more people, follow up with every brochure you give out, follow up with every person who says they might want to sell Avon, follow up with every new team member's orders. It's all within your hands. So questions. Rick, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, okay. I done mute myself.
I know.
Yeah, just, never give up. Just keep going, And like it says, set your goals high. Don't just aim for what you need, aim for higher than what you need.
Yeah. You earned the cruise last year in your first 6 months with Avon.
Yeah.
And that was pretty powerful. I know you worked really hard for it, but was it worth all the work you put into it?
It was.
It was. Just a little bit it was, or it absolutely was?
Well, it was absolutely worth it. I'd do it again. Wait a minute, I am doing it again.
He won it for one, and Tina was going, so he had to win the second one so he could go too.
Yeah, I can let her go by herself. Jeez, I'm just like, I gotta go, man.
I was looking at our numbers, and I know that both of us, all 4 of us, have to really kick it up. Otherwise, it would be me and Rick going, and Tina and Richard will be at home.
No, the other way around. I'm going.
Tina, I think I heard her stutter.
She got to go on
the thing is, there's 5 campaigns left. We have campaign 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 months because campaign 8 ends around the 18th or 19th of March. So we really have like 2 months to just really just kick it into gear.
So we still have time,
Yeah.
but we need to get in action today.
Yeah.
Not next week, not a month from now. You need to be in action today. You still have time.
Fill that funnel.
I'm not talking to you, Rick. I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
But we still have time.
Yeah.
You just got to get in action today.
Yeah. Get in action, fill your funnel, get lots of people out there, customers and recruits.
We're monitoring our numbers. I mean, we're watching them like a hawk. I mean,
I'm sure.
I
know Tina. She's a numbers girl.
Yeah.
She's on those numbers. I know it.
Yeah, we talk about it every night. Okay, this is what we need. This is what we got to do,
Yeah.
So we're just, out trying to make it happen,
Yeah.
I gotta change my shirt to say, friends don't let friends have guacamole and margaritas alone.
That's right. Yeah. Or set with our feet in the sand alone.
Yeah. All right, well, I think I have one more slide. Oh, 2 more. So make it happen, 100% commitment. Next meeting will be next Tuesday, the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific. So I am going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you guys all for being here. Have a great day.